Ever feel like just looking for job interview tips online,
Mm.
it's like a full-time job in itself.
Yeah,
Just a sea of like vague platitudes. You're drowning in them.
you're telling me.
It's all about finding like that golden nugget, those little bits of advice that, actually cut through and make a difference.
Right.
And that's what we're diving into today.
Yep.
We're looking at a how to become YouTube video on absolutely crushing your next business systems analyst interview.
Nice. Love it.
So we're talking practical tips here, not just like the regular fluff.
Yeah.
Think of it as a crash course in like thinking like a business systems analyst before you even get into the interview room.
Yes. Before you even get the job. Right.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
key.
So let's start with that dreaded opening question.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself. They actually recommend starting with something like, I'm a highly analytical, detail-oriented business systems analyst with experience in bridging the gap between business needs and IT solutions.
Okay.
What do you think about that approach?
I think that's great because it immediately positions you as somebody who's not just a tech person. They understand the bigger picture.
Right.
They're a problem solver. They connect the business needs with the solutions.
It's concise.
Yeah.
It's impactful. It tells them what they need to know
Straight away.
right off the bat. Okay, how about that other classic?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah.
I always freeze up at that one.
It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
The key is to demonstrate ambition
Okay.
and a commitment to growth, right?
Right.
So the video suggests focusing on things like taking on more responsibility,
Right.
specializing in areas like automation,
Okay.
or even mentoring others.
I see.
So you can show that you're not just there to do the bare minimum.
Right.
You want to progress.
You're invested.
Yeah.
They gave a great example. I aim to deepen my expertise in business process optimization and systems implementation, particularly in areas like automation and data-driven decision-making. I also plan to continue expanding my knowledge of emerging technologies such as AI and cloud computing to ensure I'm delivering innovative solutions to business challenges.
Right. So that kind of hits the nail on the head because it highlights your commitment to continuous learning, staying ahead of the curve,
Right.
right? Which is so important, especially in tech.
Yeah. And it also subtly positions you as someone who is invested in their growth,
Exactly.
and therefore they would, by extension, be invested in the growth of the company.
Yeah.
Speaking of showcasing your skills,
Yeah.
the video also had some interesting advice on a question that gets to the core of being a business systems analyst.
Okay.
How do you ensure the systems you implement actually match what the business is trying to achieve?
Right.
That's such an important question.
It is a really important question.
Yeah.
And that's where your ability to think like a business systems analyst really comes in.
Uh-huh.
It's about understanding the why behind every system and ensuring that it aligns with the company's overall objectives.
Right, so it's not enough to just like build a system.
Exactly. You got to build the right system.
You've got to build the right system. Okay, so
Yeah.
how do you actually like convey that
Right.
in an interview? Like, how do you get that across?
So you would talk about things like thorough requirements gathering,
Yeah.
constant communication with stakeholders,
Okay.
and really importantly, rigorous user acceptance testing.
They emphasize the importance of post-implementation evaluation too.
Yes. Because it's all well and good delivering something, but you need to make sure it actually works long term.
Right, so it's not just ticking boxes. You're actually making sure it works.
Yeah. And I think demonstrating that you're already thinking about the long-term success of a project shows that you're a proactive problem solver and that you're dedicated to delivering sustainable solutions, which are highly sought-after qualities in a BSA.
Absolutely.
So it proves you're not just there to put out fires, you're there to actually build something that lasts.
Okay, now let's talk about a question that can often make or break an interview.
Well, why should we hire you?
Okay, why you?
Yeah, this is your moment to connect all the dots.
Okay.
You need to highlight your unique blend of technical skills, business process understanding, and those all-important soft skills, like collaboration and problem solving.
Right.
You're basically painting a clear picture of how your skills and experience directly translate into tangible benefits for their company.
Okay, so they gave an example answer that really resonated with me. You should hire me as a business systems analyst because I bring a unique combination of strong technical skills and a deep understanding of business processes. My experience in identifying inefficiencies, gathering requirements, and implementing system improvements has consistently led to increased operational efficiency for previous employers.
Right. And that's great because it focuses on the so what, right?
Right.
It's not just about what you can do, it's about what you have done.
Yeah.
And more importantly, what you will do for them.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you're selling those results, basically.
They also emphasized the importance of being able to translate like technical jargon into real-world solutions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Actually explaining things
Yeah.
in a way that everyone understands,
No.
even if they're not like tech savvy.
It's a critical skill
It is.
because a business systems analyst is that bridge, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Between those technical teams and business stakeholders.
Right.
So you need to be fluent in both languages.
So how do you actually demonstrate that ability?
Right.
During an interview, they mentioned using like specific examples, but
Okay, yeah.
it didn't really dive into the details.
Okay, sure.
So like, for example, let's say you were involved in a project where you had to explain a complex data migration process
Right.
to a non-technical manager.
Okay. Yeah.
How would you break that down?
Right. So instead of overwhelming them with technical details, you could say something like, we needed to move a massive amount of customer data to a new platform.
Okay.
And I knew it was crucial to get buy-in from the manager.
Right.
So I explained it by comparing it to moving their physical filing system to a new office.
Oh, I like that.
We talked about how we'd organize the files, ensure nothing got lost, and make sure they could easily access everything in the new system.
Okay.
By using a familiar analogy, I was able to convey the key aspects of the project without getting bogged down in technical details.
That's great. So you're taking something that could be potentially like intimidating and making it relatable.
Exactly. Make it understandable. And that's what being a business systems analyst is all about, right? It's
Yeah.
bridging that gap
Okay.
between the technical and the non-technical.
Now, the video also touched on the importance of having a solid understanding of various software and tools.
Yeah.
They mentioned SQL, for example.
Yes, which is crucial for querying databases.
Right.
So as a business systems analyst, you'll often need to dig into data,
Okay.
analyze it, understand how information flows through a system,
Right.
and SQL gives you the power to do that.
So it's like being a detective, but instead of a crime scene, it's data.
Ooh, I like that, yeah.
You're searching for those insights.
The clues within the data, I like it.
They also mentioned Jira,
Jira, yeah,
which is a project management tool.
which is a popular project management tool.
And that makes sense because a business systems analyst, like, often acts as a project manager, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Coordinating between different teams, making sure everything stays on track.
Right.
And being comfortable with tools like Jira just demonstrates to a hiring manager that you're organized, you're efficient, and you understand the ins and outs of project management.
Okay.
It shows you can hit the ground running, basically, which is, a very appealing quality for any candidate to have.
They even mentioned tools for creating, like flowcharts and diagrams,
Yeah.
like Visio.
Visio, yeah. Visualizations are so important when you're trying to communicate those complex processes.
Right.
Because sometimes, like you say, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, yeah.
Especially in business systems analysis.
Especially in that world, yeah.
Because a clear diagram can often convey information more effectively than paragraphs of text.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just helps stakeholders to grasp the big picture, identify potential bottlenecks, areas for improvement,
All right.
and then ultimately make more informed decisions.
So it seems like being a business systems analyst, it's about more than just like the hard technical skills.
Yeah.
It's about being a communicator. It's about being a problem solver.
It is. You even have to be a bit of a visual artist,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's multifaceted.
It is a multifaceted role that requires a really unique blend of hard and soft skills.
Yeah. The video also stressed the importance of asking thoughtful questions
Yes.
during the interview.
Yes.
In fact, they actually provide 3 like really insightful questions
Okay.
on their website that you can use,
Oh, nice.
which I thought was, above and beyond.
It is above and beyond.
But so yeah, why is that so important?
Because it shows that you're engaged.
Okay.
It shows your curiosity. It shows that you're able to think critically about the role and the company.
Right. So it's not just about you being interviewed, you're interviewing them as well.
Exactly. Exactly. And, that's a really good point because a lot of people forget that it's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
It's about you evaluating them as much as them evaluating you.
Right, because it might not be the right fit.
Exactly.
They gave a great example of a question to ask. Can you describe the company's approach to professional development and training for business systems analysts?
I love that. That's
Nice.
a really good one.
Why is that so good?
Because it subtly communicates that you're thinking long term.
Okay.
You're not just looking for a job, you're looking for a career path
Right.
with opportunities for growth and development.
Right. And it's also kind of gives you insights into their culture.
Yeah.
Are they invested in their employees?
Exactly.
That's huge.
Yeah. And another important topic they covered is how to deal with those tricky behavioral questions,
Oh, yeah.
like how you handle conflict,
Right.
how you deal with challenging stakeholders.
Oh, yeah. The dreaded tell me about a time
Oh,
you had to deal with a difficult coworker.
yeah. Every interviewer has their own version of that one.
Oh, they do. They all do.
But these questions are not designed to trick you.
Oh.
They're trying to assess your problem-solving skills, your communication style, and your ability to navigate challenging interpersonal dynamics.
Okay. So how do you recommend tackling these types of questions?
So it's good to have like a structured approach.
Okay.
And one popular method is the STAR method,
The STAR method.
which stands for situation, task, action, and result.
Okay.
It's basically a framework for structuring your answers in a clear and concise way
Okay.
that highlights your skills and experience.
So instead of like rambling or getting flustered,
Uh-huh.
you can use that to kind of keep you on track.
Exactly. Keep your answer focused.
Okay.
Impactful.
Okay. So let's say the question is, tell me about a time you had to deal with conflicting requirements from different stakeholders.
Okay. A classic interview question.
Right. Exactly.
So you could start by describing the situation,
Okay.
right? You could say something like, in my previous role, I was working on a project where the marketing team and the sales team had different visions for a new customer relationship management system.
Okay.
So straight away, you've set the scene.
You set the scene.
Yeah, you've outlined your responsibility in that situation.
Okay. So then you would go on to.
Then you would outline your specific task or role
Okay.
in that situation.
Right.
So you could say something like, my task was to gather requirements from both teams,
Okay.
identify the areas of conflict,
Uh-huh.
and propose a solution that would meet the needs of both stakeholders.
Okay.
So again, clear, concise.
Right. It lays it all out.
Exactly.
Then comes the action part.
Then comes the action.
Yeah.
This is where you explain the specific steps you took to address the challenge.
Okay. So you'd say something like,
You could say, I facilitated a meeting with both teams to discuss their requirements and concerns. I use active listening techniques to ensure everyone felt heard and understood.
Okay.
Through careful negotiation and compromise, we were able to come up with a solution that met the core needs of both teams.
Okay. So you're really like highlighting those.
Yeah, those soft skills.
Those soft skills.
The communication, the problem solving.
It's negotiation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, you wrap up with the result of your actions.
Okay. So you could say.
The final solution incorporated key elements from both teams' visions, resulting in a CRM system that was well received and adopted successfully by both the marketing and sales teams.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
So the STAR method provides this clear framework for telling a compelling story about your skills and experiences, even when dealing with those really tough behavioral questions.
It's like having a little secret weapon
Exactly.
in your back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the video also mentioned the importance of sending a follow-up thank you note after the interview.
Yes.
But let's be honest. Does anyone actually read those?
You'd be surprised. A
Yeah.
well-written thank you note can leave a lasting impression
Yeah, okay.
and even give you a competitive edge.
So it's a chance to, like, reiterate your interest, highlight those key strengths.
Yeah.
And even, like, were there any points that maybe didn't come up during the interview that you could quickly address
Yeah.
in the note?
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows that you're genuinely interested in the opportunity.
Right.
You've taken that time to follow up.
It shows you're really thinking about it.
Exactly. It speaks volumes about your character.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
It's not just like, oh, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
It's like solidifying that.
It's solidifying your candidacy.
Yeah.
Demonstrating your professionalism.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what would you say are like the biggest takeaways
Okay.
that our listeners should keep in mind as they're prepping for those business systems analyst interviews?
So I'd say fundamentally, it's about showcasing that you're not just technically proficient, but also a strategic thinker,
Okay.
a skilled communicator,
Okay.
and a problem solver who understands the bigger picture of how technology drives business success.
So don't just focus on the tech.
Don't just focus on the tech.
It's everything.
It's everything.
Okay.
It's about demonstrating that you can not only build systems,
Right.
but that you can build the right systems.
The right systems, yeah.
Systems that align with business objectives and deliver tangible results.
And don't forget about those soft skills.
Don't forget those soft skills.
Right. Being able to communicate effectively with both technical
Yeah.
and non-technical audiences.
Yeah.
Navigate conflict.
Yes.
Build strong relationships.
All those things are absolutely crucial to being a successful business systems analyst.
It's about asking those insightful questions,
Mm.
showcasing your personality,
Yes.
demonstrating that you're not just looking for a job.
Yeah,
You're looking for the right fit,
exactly.
a place where you can grow and learn and really make an impact.
And remember, interviews are a two-way street.
Right.
It's as much about you finding the right company as it is about them finding the right candidate.
It is. It is.
So, yeah, go out there, be confident, showcase your skills.
Ask those insightful questions.
Ask those questions, yeah. And remember to send that thank you note.
Send that thank you note.
Just as a little cherry on top.
Yeah. And most importantly,
Relax, be yourself, and let your passion for business systems analysis shine through.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think our listeners are going to walk away from this deep dive
Yeah,
feeling much more prepared, much more confident
I hope so.
about their upcoming interviews.
Yeah, it's all about being prepared, being yourself, and just demonstrating your value.
Well said.
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. Remember, the job market, yeah, it's competitive out there.
Yeah.
But, with the right preparation, with the right mindset,
Yeah.
you can absolutely ace that interview and land your dream business systems analyst role.
Absolutely.